and we pay for water that is brown.
Our water is black, brown. There's been times it's almost red.
It's your wash, it's your toilet, it's your shower, it's your garden hose. In my opinion, we have another Flint, Michigan right here in southern Indiana.
How often do you get brown water at your house?
I would say a couple times a month.
Brown water.
Seems like it's worse on the weekends.
Pouring from faucets in Charlestown, Indiana.
The more we use our water, the more brown it gets.
It's been a problem for decades.
We have residents here, 70, 80 years old, said they remember their parents complaining about it.
Ruining laundry.
Brand new shirt, only been worn once, stained.
Scaring parents.
Whenever I go to give my kids baths or anything, just randomly.
And leaving a bad taste in residents' mouths.
Kind of like when you brush your teeth with a real gritty toothpaste, almost like dirt flavored.
Dozens of people have called the city to complain. Their concerns written down by hand. This stack just in the last 2 years. It all leads to the question, what's in the water?
Our water is safe. It's not pleasant to look at times for those that experience it.
Charlestown officials say the culprit is manganese, a metal commonly associated with iron or stainless steel. It builds up in the aging pipes, turning the water a nasty-looking brown.
We don't have clear water, and even if it's clear for Charlestown. It's not clear for clear water, like bottled water.
The city says the problem sometimes becomes more obvious when the fire hydrants are flushed.
Are we turning into a Flint, Michigan?
Yes.
We're drinking the water? We're drinking the water.
That happens 8 or 9 times a year to try to clear the lines. But the city admits brown water pours from the faucets a lot more than that.
I would say this one is probably medium. It's been darker than that before.
Every year, Charlestown puts out an annual drinking water quality report. What's not included in it? Manganese. Manganese testing isn't required for water testing and is not federally enforced.
What level would you hear or read that would concern you about the manganese
Well, let me
level?
just say this. Our levels don't concern me as far as health is concerned.
But Ed Byers doesn't buy it.
When the city says this water is safe to drink, why aren't you drinking it?
Just to look at it and to smell it.
He's a former U of L instructor and a longtime Charlestown resident.
I wouldn't drink it. I won't even give it to my pets.
Byers started doing his own research about manganese and the health effects associated with it.
It has increased motor function disabilities, memory problems, very similar to Alzheimer's.
We've got probably the best health study. We've got 75 years of it. We're not a hotspot for any medical condition or anything because it's not a contaminant.
And we're going to take some samples of the water.
We wanted to know exactly what's in the water, so with the help of residents, we had the water tested. The samples were collected in sealed lab containers, and we took it to the lab. First, we tested for E. coli. In this sample, the water from the tub was more yellow. But after an 18-hour test, and despite the color, the lab says the water is free from E. coli and safe to drink. For our next sample, we went back to the lab, this time to test for lead, copper, and other metals.
We ran a full scan of 22 metals, and the only metal that was concerning was manganese.
The lab found the manganese in this sample was way over the EPA guidelines.
That it was about 32 times over the EPA limit, which is 0.05 milligrams per liter.
That's 1.6 milligrams per liter.
The levels that are set by the EPA are aesthetic, not health purposes.
You said your levels are over that, so what level are you at?
We usually run at about 0.2 with it, not 2, but 0.2, and sometimes lower than that, a little higher than that. That's a fair average.
The city's levels tested much lower than ours, but 0.2 is still 4 times the EPA limit. Mayor Bob Hall says the city tests its water every day, looking for manganese, iron, and other chemicals. The samples come from the water treatment plant and from a faucet at another city building. Hall says the city does it voluntarily and gives these reports to the state.
We're not a Flint, Michigan. We're not anywhere near that.
Charlestown wants to sell its water system to Indiana American Water for $13.4 million. The Indiana Court of Appeals will have to give final approval. For now, the sale is on hold.
So if it goes through, residents are still years away then for clean
I
water.
mean, years, when I hear the word years, I'm thinking 10, 20 years, you know. It is what it is. There is no quick fix.
Hall says it'll take Indiana American Water 5 years to replace the pipes, but selling the water company was the best option. Still, residents are left to wonder.
Oh, I want to find out if it's safe to drink.
When residents do get this brown water or discolored water, do you recommend that they drink it? Is it safe for them to be drinking?
No. I do not recommend them to drink it. So, run your faucet, clear it up, and you'll be fine.
I'm paying the town to provide a service, right? Water. And it's their responsibility, right, to make sure that water is clean and safe for everybody. And they're not doing that.